Alright everyone, are you all having fun?
Yeah.
Please give us a shout if you're having fun, ladies and gentlemen. Great, great. I wasn't really having fun earlier because I had to work, you know, pretty late, and so, you know, it's pretty obvious. I just came straight from work, you know, so overtime and all that. So you're probably wondering what I do for a living based on the way I'm speaking and you know, what I'm wearing. You probably might be thinking you know, come from one of two world's most hated professions, you know, either a banker or a lawyer. But once I start to talk like this, everything starts to change already. Especially when I go there to the MRT station. And I need to ask some random stranger some random question like which way is the exit B, or which way is the toilet, which way is the ATM machine. You know, I need to go to this person. Hey, excuse me sir, can I ask you a simple question? Immediately this guy will say to me, hey, got insurance already? Then I say, hey, not selling insurance. Got credit card already. But you know, there happen to be times that I'm wearing this kind of attire, you know. I don't have this rolled up, okay? Oh, please clap, please clap. Please clap for the Independence Day. But of course, you know, so there are times that I happen to be wearing this kind of attire, but it's I'm not rolling up the sleeves, and I am talking with this kind of accent very loudly with somebody else, and I am in the middle of a hotel lobby. And as soon as I stop talking to this other person, everybody in the hotel lobby starts to call me to give me their order. I know. I'm pretty sure you all know that you know, Singapore used to have this main landmark, which was the Raffles Hotel. But there is a new landmark. Okay, it's also a hotel. It's basically got you know, 3 buildings and half of a hot dog on top of it. You know, it also doubles as the vehicle that Russell Crowe was driving. You know, Noah's Ark. But anyway, so that place, okay, it's called MBS, right? A majority of the staff who are working over there, you know, they talk with this kind of accent. So MBS has a new meaning, and it is Manila Baysans. Pues amigas y amigos, la verdad es que hoy en este momento hay un gran problema en el país que se llama Venezuela, ¿no? Lo que pasa es que hay un gobierno comunista, ¿no? Dirigido por comunistas como Maduro, ¿no? Es un gran problema, ¿no? Tenemos que hacer algo para cambiar la situación. You don't really need to know what I'm saying, except the fact that it is very sexy, no? No, seriously, I was talking about something very serious. The problem is that in Venezuela, this country with all the beautiful women, no? It is under a communist government now, so we all have to do something about it. Now, the other thing is, this is also the accent of the very famous tennis player, no? This guy does very well in the clay court, you know, the French Open, and he's also well known for always having a wedgie all the time. Now, you know, basically over here in Singapore, I think you've heard a lot of people who speak like this around here, you know? Particularly our host. Yeah, so, you know, yeah, there's a lot of people here in Singapore who talk like this, and, you know, if I hypothetically speaking, had blonde hair, blue eyes, and pale skin, and I was speaking just like this, a lot of people here in Singapore think I like to eat Vegemite, or I'm a fucking racist. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, there are all these accents and languages, and all of them have their own stereotypical sounds. Okay, these are the sounds you think you're hearing when someone with a distinct accent is talking. Okay, it's a very distinct sound that you associate with an accent. Like Americans, for example, they open their mouths very wide, and they always sound like they're saying "when." Oh yeah, man, I don't understand what's going on. Yeah. Oh, hey there, Bob. That over there's the John Hancock building. Wang. That's why they call it an American twang. But of course, for the French accent, the stereotypical sound of French is je veux. Je vais vous dire que je m'appelle Jean Valjean. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Je veux. Even this very famous novel, everyone knows about it. It's the novel by Victor Hugo, Les Misérables. You know? The main characters of the story, their names are also je veux. The hero of the story, his name is Jean Valjean. And his arch enemy, the guy who was chasing after him for a very long time, his name is Javert. Jean Valjean, Javert, je veux. But yeah, you know, there are a lot of people here in Singapore who talk like this, yeah. I just heard a lot of jokes just now, yeah. Yeah, it's a German accent, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Germans, they are very straight and narrow, it's like something like this, yeah. For some reason they act like robots. I don't know if you've heard the music, right? It goes like this. Sie ist ein Model und sie sieht gut aus. Yeah, like a robot, yeah. But you know, German is very much like English, yeah. The words are very similar. The accent is different, but the words are similar, yeah. You have words like this is mein Hand, this is mein Finger. Was ist das? You know, what is that? Yeah. Ist das für mich? Yeah, is that for me? So it's very much like English. Yeah. The word for bat, yeah, means flying mouse, you know, Fledermaus, yeah. And I would not be surprised if the word for a woman who just recently lost her virginity is Brokenheimen. Okay, so today is Friday, and 2 days from now it will be Sunday, okay? And if you happen to be passing there in this place called Orchard, you know, particularly walking by Lucky Plaza, the stereotypical sound is kind of like chickens, you know. It's more like nakakapagtaka nga naman talaga. Anong pinag-usapan ng napakaraming mga tao dito? Nakakas naman nila ako. Walang bakit naiinis sila sa mga Independence Day problem na. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, the thing I don't understand is why everyone thinks that the stereotypical sound of Chinese is ching chong chang. Because it does not sound like ching chong and chang. Actually, it sounds more like我也不知道为什么，这是特别好的事情。哎呀，先生啊，你为什么很喜欢去那个地方？如果你发现有任何袭击可疑人物，或任何遗留在车厢的可疑物品，请通知我们的支援。I told you it does not sound like ching chong and chang. Actually, I have one problem. Whenever I talk like this, many people think I very like to eat Beijing duck. You know what? Beijing duck. Quack quack. That was Mandarin, you know, it doesn't sound like Ching Chong Chang. The same thing goes with some of the other Chinese dialects. They don't really sound like Ching Chong Chang. I was in Hong Kong a few months ago, okay, and I heard what Cantonese sounded like. It also does not sound like Ching Chong Chang. Because when I was there, what I heard was this. Doesn't sound like Ching Chong Chang, you know? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to be an international spy, you know. Nothing like Edward Snowden, you know, that nerdy wimp. Nothing like that. I wanted to be like James Bond, and a secret agent just like James Bond. But unfortunately, I happen to come from a very poor country that cannot afford to have a spy program. So what happens is instead of becoming an international spy, the people who can change their accent, what happens is we end up becoming a call center agent. I love Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. I've gotten a lot of stuff from here. I've learned, and one of the things I learned here was Singlish, And so one of the things I do on the side is I teach a lot of newcomers how to integrate here to Singapore. So I kind of teach them Singlish. Okay, lesson number 1, intonation. Okay, it's an up and down zigzag tone. No, 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 no. What's happened? What happened? He told me he needed to go home already. He said to me he need to go back already lah. But you have to understand, Singlish is not just one accent, okay? There's some kind of a divide, between rich and poor, heartlanders and the corporate elite, It's reflected in the accent. It's kind of different. Heartlanders sound like this. Hey, what you want? You want chicken rice? Still roasted. But you go over to Shenton Way, in those corporate boardrooms, and it sounds totally different. Actually, I think it's very important for us to follow the procedure properly. Otherwise, we will not get our ISO certification. Very Singaporean. But it is important to learn, Singlish, because if you are one of those people who is always in the habit of speaking perfect grammatical Queen's English all the time, like a lot of Indians and Pakistanis and Sri Lankans, Canada, that's why they dominate the legal profession here, right? They've got very good, perfect grammatical English. Now that's going to be trouble if you're going to be talking to an uncle or an auntie, right? Excuse me, sir, is it totally possible for you to tell me which way the toilet is? Bahasa angsa, right? Goose language. But yeah, you gotta learn to say the Singlish way. Hey, uncle, toilet, where? So guys, there's a bit of a translation between perfect grammatical English and Singlish, okay? I'll give you some examples. Example number 1. Why don't you honor your commitments? You say you do, you never do. You say you come, you never come. Why? Having fun? Example number 2. You're going to hear this in the office a lot. What are we going to do now? So how? Example number 3 is a bit of a classic. You're going to hear this a lot among friends who are having a bit of a fight. What's wrong with you? Why are you so like that? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Orion. Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right.